step on the court where the legends are made. Fantasy dreams where the stats get paid.
Barack Lesnar Hoops Fantasy Basketball.
This is Barack Lesnar of Barack Lesnar Hoops with your Week 5 cheat sheet, your one-stop shop to make sure you dominate your week. Before we get started, do me a favor and smash that like button for me and subscribe to Barack Lesnar Hoops if you have not yet. Click that bell notification so you can be alerted when these videos drop. Let's get right to it. For week number 5, you have 8 games on Monday, 6 games on Tuesday, 9 games on Wednesday, Thursday with 4 games, Friday has 9, Saturday has 7, and Sunday has 8. So that makes our light days Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, with our heavier days being Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. We have different schedule tiers. The green tier is going to be teams that have 3 to 4 games and 2 to 3 light days. The yellow tier teams have 4 games plus one of those 4 games is a light day, or 3 games, but 2 to 3 of those games are on the light days. Orange team tier is going to be teams with 4 games played, but 0 of those games are on light days. There's going to be volume, but you want to be careful that you're not picking guys up on your heavy days and leaving production on the bench. Back-to-back games that you want to keep in mind. You have a Monday, Tuesday back-to-back, the Detroit Pistons, Monday versus Indiana, and Tuesday at Atlanta. From Tuesday to Wednesday, you have the Golden State Warriors playing Tuesday at Orlando and Wednesday at Miami. Wednesday, Thursday back-to-back, you have the Philadelphia 76ers, Wednesday versus Toronto, and Thursday at Milwaukee. For the Kings, they play Wednesday at Oklahoma City, and you get a game from them Thursday, one of the light days, against Memphis. Friday, Saturday back-to-back, you have the Dallas Mavericks. They play Friday versus New Orleans and Saturday versus the Memphis Grizzlies. Several teams have Saturday to Sunday back-to-back, so you have the Atlanta Hawks, Saturday against New Orleans and Sunday versus Charlotte. Hornets play Saturday versus the Clippers and Sunday versus Atlanta, and the Orlando Magic play Saturday versus New York and Sunday against Boston. The teams that have 3 games and 4 nights, so there could be some strong streaming value there for you. You have the Clippers. They play Thursday at Orlando. They have Friday off. Then they play Saturday and Sunday. At Denver Nuggets, you get Wednesday against New Orleans, Thursday off, and then they have a Friday, Saturday back-to-back. Based on schedule and availability on waiver wires, the top 15 priority ads right now, you have number 1, Bogdan Bogdanović with games Monday, Saturday, and Sunday. Vít Krejčí with Atlanta playing Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. So 4 games, and 3 of those are on light days. Tristan da Silva plays Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. Jeremiah Fears plays Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. Moussa Diabaté plays Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday. Number 6 on the priority list, we have Ayo Dosunmu with games Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. We have Kevin Huerter, Jaylen Wells, Daniss Jenkins, Ronald Holland, Isaiah Stewart, Keon Ellis, Duncan Robinson, Keldon Johnson, and at number 15, we have Kyle Kuzma with games Monday, Thursday, and Saturday. So let's get a little deeper into the schedule and really break down the green tier teams, the orange tier teams, and the yellow tier teams, and then the red tier teams that you just want to avoid. So the green tier teams this week, you have Atlanta with games Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. You have the LA Clippers Monday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday, and Orlando with games Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. So Vít Krejčí, Bogdan Bogdanović, and Tristan da Silva make for very interesting streamers. Now the yellow tier teams, they either have 4 games with 1 light game or 3 games with 2 to 3 light games. So you have Philadelphia games Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday. Dominic Barlow and Andre Drummond are popular streamers right now. For the Chicago Bulls, they have games Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. Ayo Dosunmu and Kevin Huerter are your targets. With the Hornets, you have games Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday. Moussa Diabaté, Trey Mann, and Zion James are potential options for you. With Dallas, they play Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday light games. You have Najee Marshall, D'Angelo Russell, Daniel Gafford, Klay Thompson, and Max Christie, all popular streamers. Denver, you have Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. Tim Hardaway Jr., Bruce Brown, Jonas Valanciunas, and Peyton Watson are your streaming targets. For the Pelicans, they play Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. They have 1 light day. Jeremiah Fears, Sadiq Bey, and Derek Queen are your targets. Portland plays Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. They don't have a lot of great streamers, but in a deeper format, Chris Murray is somebody to keep in mind. For Memphis, play Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Jock Landale, Vince Williams, and Jaylen Wells might be options for you, as well as a returning Zach Edey if he happens to be on your waiver wire. For the Milwaukee Bucks, they play Monday, Thursday, Saturday. They're looking at Kyle Kuzma, Bobby Portis, AJ Green as potential options for you. For Detroit, they play Monday, Tuesday, and Saturday. Daniss Jenkins, Duncan Robinson, Isaiah Stewart, Javonte Green, Karis LeVert, Ronald Holland II, and Paul Reed all have potential to help you. For the Sacramento Kings, they play Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday. And for the San Antonio Spurs, playing Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. Keldon Johnson and Harrison Barnes are some potential streamers. Orange tier teams with Cleveland, they play Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. Sam Merrill is a streaming target. For Miami, you're looking at Davion Mitchell and Nikola Jovic with games Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. For Toronto, you have Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. Amu is one of my main targets so far for Toronto. And for OKC, Cason Wallace has come back and has been putting up some sneaky production, especially as far as steals. He plays Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. So if he's on your waiver wire, I would give him a look. The red tier teams, these are teams with 3 games, 0 to 1 of them on light days, or only 2 games. So you want to avoid players from these teams. You have Indiana with 3 games, 0 of them being light. Houston with only 2 games, and the Lakers with only 2 games. So if you're streaming players from any of those teams, you want to be very careful. All right, now that we've done a breakdown of the schedule, let's get into the top streaming targets off of waiver wires. And up first, we're going to start with the point guards that you should be targeting for week number 5. First on my list is Daniss Jenkins. November 14th, played 35 minutes, hit 5 3-pointers, had 8 assists with 19 points. Over the last 7 days, has been averaging 36 minutes per game, 28 minutes per game over the last 14. Averaging 7.7 assists, 20.3 points, 3 3-pointers made, and 2.3 steals per game over the last 7 days. Very enticing production. Jordan Clarkson played 33 minutes at 24 points, 3 3-pointers, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. OG Anunoby went down a few games ago, and that has opened up some opportunity for players like Jordan Clarkson to get more shot attempts and more minutes. He's not heavily owned right now. He is a microwave scorer that can hurt your efficiency, but if you need the scoring potential he can provide, Jordan Clarkson should be on your radar. Isaiah Collier, over the last 7 days, is averaging 7.3 points, 8.5 assists to only 2 turnovers. He's only taken 5.5 field goal attempts, but he is making 63% of them. Jeremiah Fears is averaging 16.5 points and 2.8 assists over the last 7 days. So the guy is a legitimate ball thief. 31.5% from the free throw line, getting you over a 3 per game. On a Pelicans team that just fired their coach, is probably going to punt the season away and is going to prioritize the development of players like Jeremiah Fears. Speaking of ball thieves, Cason Wallace, he's averaging for the season 2.3 steals per game. Even though his field goal percentage right now is only 41.9%, I think it's going to be higher than that when it's all said and done. He has the ability to get you threes. He keeps the turnovers low, and he gets you a bunch of steals. So if you're in need of a steal streamer, Cason Wallace might be one of the best ones available. Vít Krejčí has really stepped it up ever since Trae Young went down. Over the last 14 days, he is averaging 22 minutes per game, getting you 3 3-pointers, 12.9 points. Last game didn't do as great, only played 21 minutes, only scored 7 points. Did get you a block. Regardless, though, the opportunity and minutes have been there, and Atlanta has a pretty nice schedule this week. We have the shooting guards that you need to be targeting for your team. Against Miami on November 14th, Landry Shamet played 37 minutes, made 12 of his 19 field goal attempts, had 6 3-pointers and scored 36 points, 2 rebounds, and 3 assists. No defensive numbers at all. OG Anunoby is likely going to be out for a couple of weeks, which means that Landry Shamet has some short-term value, specifically as a 3-point streamer. Tim Hardaway Jr., a highly inconsistent player. That is what you get with Tim Hardaway Jr. Over the last 7 days, he's averaging 24.3 minutes per game, getting you 3.3 3-pointers made, 13.7 points, 2 rebounds, 1.7 assists, no defensive numbers. So his statistical profile is very similar to what you get with Landry Shamet. Ayo Dosunmu has been productive over the last several weeks. Over the last 14 days, getting you 14.2 points, 1.2 steals, 1.8 3-pointers made. And that's while getting you double-digit shot attempts, 47% from the field and 100% from the free throw line. Kobe White is returning as soon as tonight, so that could severely impact his touches. Duncan Robinson is averaging 4.3 3-pointers made over the last 7 days, so he's scorching hot, getting you 17 points, 1.3 steals. Typically not a guy that I grab for the defensive potential, but if he's getting me over 1 steal per game while getting me over 4 3-pointers, that means he probably has a spot on my roster, even in some 12-team leagues. Bogdan Bogdanović has been getting more minutes after we heard that Beal hurt his hip and is likely to miss the remainder of the season. Over the last 7 days, he's averaging 30.3 minutes, hitting 3 3-pointers per game while shooting 49.5% from the field. Also getting you 4 assists per game, 1.3 steals, under 2 turnovers per game. The assist to turnover ratio there is nice. Last game got you 34 minutes. The game before that got 37 minutes. The Clippers did say that several of their young players will be getting more minutes in the rotation, so that is something to keep in mind. Kevin Huerter has been a very strong performer over the last 14 days, averaging 14.8 points, 4.3 rebounds, 3.2 assists, 1.2 steals, and a block per game from a guard, shooting 48% from the field on 12.5 attempts and 72.2% of his free throws. With Kobe White returning, he might take a hit, but for right now, he might be somebody you consider picking up. Next, we have the small forwards that are flying off of waiver wires right now. Max Christie has been sneaky good so far. Anthony Davis is out for at least another 7 to 10 days, so that opens up a lot of shot attempts, a lot of usage, and a lot of minutes for someone like Max Christie to take advantage of. Against Portland at 14 points, 4 assists, a steal, and 3 3-pointers while making 57% of his shot attempts. Over the last 2 weeks, he's getting you 2.8 3-pointers made per game, 45% on 10.6 field goal attempts, 13.5 points, 4.6 rebounds, 3 assists. 0.9 steals isn't a lot, but I will take it because he's also getting me 0.8 blocks while only getting you 1 turnover per game. And he's helping in some key areas, especially almost 1 block per game for a guard-eligible player. He does have some upside. And on a Dallas Mavericks team that got rid of their general manager, and we've heard some rumors that Anthony Davis may be on the move, and maybe even Kyrie Irving, and Max Christie could be somebody that gets featured heavily on some championship teams later on in the season. Najee Marshall is another Dallas Maverick that has been on a tear. Over the last 7 days, averaging 14.5 points, 6.5 rebounds, 2.8 assists, 1.3 steals per game, shooting 49% from the field, averaging 5 free throw attempts per game over the last 7 days, only getting you 76% of those. Either way, this is a guy I picked up in a deep league off the waiver wire just a week and a half ago, and he's been very productive ever since. Nickeil Alexander-Walker may not be as good as his cousin Shea, but he's been pretty decent, especially ever since Trae Young went down. Over the last 14 days, he is averaging 19.2 points per game, 2.2 3-pointers made, and his field goal percentage has normalized significantly. He's averaging 47.7% from the field on 13 field goal attempts. He's drawing almost 6 free throw attempts per game over the last 2 weeks and making 82.1% of those while getting you a block per game and close to a steal per game. Now, if you can stomach the bad turnovers, he has some short-term value, at least until Trae Young returns. Moses Moody played 33 minutes against the Pelicans and made 10 of his 16 field goal attempts. 4 of his 5 free throw attempts, hit 8 3-pointers and had 32 points and 3 steals with only 1 turnover. And he even got you 8 blocks. I'd keep an eye on Moses Moody because if he continues to get minutes and touches, he can be a lot more productive than his waiver wire status would indicate. Dylan Brooks came back about a week ago, and ever since his return, he has been on fire. Over the last 7 days, he's averaging 17.5 field goal attempts per game, and he's making 51.4% of them. 5.3 free throws per game, and averaging 94.3% on those attempts. 2.5 3-pointers, 25.5 points per game, along with 1.5 steals. Now, the one blemish on his production over the last 7 days, he is averaging 2 turnovers to only 1.3 assists. Make sure he is not on your waiver wire. Up next, we have the power forwards that are flying off of waiver wires for week number 5. Daniss Jenkins has been putting together a quiet but consistent season, getting the lion's share of center minutes on a Boston Celtics team really trying to find its identity. Over the last 14 days, averaging 26.6 minutes, 59.5% from the field. He is hurting you from the free throw line, averaging only 47.4, 10.3 points, 8.7 rebounds per game, 2.1 assists from a center, steals just shy of 1, and 1.1 blocks per game while only getting me 0.7 turnovers per game. If you need some volume rebounds and you want somebody that can really help your field goal percentage while getting you some defensive numbers and padding your turnover count, Daniss Jenkins might be available. Saddiq Bey is a chucker that can really hurt your field goal percentage, but when he's hot, he can really help. Over the last 7 days, he's taken 13.3 field goal attempts, only shooting 39.8% from the field. But he is getting you 2.5 threes, 15.5 points, 6.8 rebounds, 3.3 assists, a steal per game, and only 1 turnover. So if you can take the hit to your field goal percentage, Saddiq Bey makes for a interesting streamer. Tristan da Silva is widely available, and when he has stepped up because of the injury to Paolo Banchero, he has produced over the last 7 days. He is averaging 8.8 field goal attempts, making almost 49% of those, averaging 2 threes per game, 11.3 points, 5.8 rebounds. Well, last game got you 13 points, 3 steals. The game before that had 22 points, 9 rebounds with 5 3-pointers made. Until Paulo Banchero returns at full strength, Tristan da Silva makes for an interesting option. Isaiah Stewart has been a reliable big for the majority of the season. Over the last 14 days, averaging 1.8 blocks per game, along with 1.3 3-pointers. What makes it even better is the 53% from the field, the 100% from the free throw line, and the 13.5 points and 7.5 rebounds. If you need a 4th or 5th big with some unicorn potential, that ability to get you blocks and get you some threes, and a decent schedule for this week, Isaiah Stewart might be your guy. Dominic Barlow recently came back from injury and had a very strong game. Played 28 minutes, made 4 of his 8 field goal attempts, hit 2 3-pointers, had 10 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, along with 2 blocks. There's not a very large sample size, and Paul George has been upgraded to questionable. So his return, if Joel Embiid returns, that might kill any opportunity Dominic Barlow had to produce. But I picked him up in a deeper format where the waiver wire is bare. Lastly, here are the centers that I am targeting on waiver wires, and so should you. Derek Queen has been a very popular pickup. Over the last 7 days, he's averaging 4 assists per game, 14 points, 7.5 rebounds, 10.5 field goal attempts, and making 55% of those. The defensive numbers have not been there, but he's somebody that you can pick up if you're trying to get assists from the center position. He has huge upside there. Moussa Diabaté has been another popular pickup over the last 7 days, playing almost 30 minutes per game, making 72.7% from the field, 84.8% from the free throw line, getting you almost a double-double, 10.8 points, 9.5 rebounds, 1.3 steals, 1.3 blocks, and he's contributing in almost every single other category outside of threes. So for a guy that's widely available, is getting playing time, and is producing some nice big man numbers, Moussa Diabaté should be on your schedule. Edey recently returned November 15th against Cleveland, played 24 minutes, 13 points, 2 steals, 2 blocks, along with 7 rebounds. He should have a sizable allotment of minutes and touches on a Memphis Grizzlies team that clearly prioritizes him as their center. Joel Embiid has missed the last several games, and Andre Drummond has stepped up and played those center minutes. Now, we did find out that Joel Embiid does not have any structural issues with his knee, so it should just be some day-to-day soreness, but this is Joel Embiid we are talking about, dealing with knee issues already a few weeks into the season. Doesn't seem great. So Andre Drummond might have even some long-term potential. Over the last 7 days, averaging 13 points, 12 rebounds per game, even getting you a 3 per game, 64% from the field, 66% from the free throw line, isn't really getting you any steals or blocks, and he's averaging more turnovers than assists. But you grab Andre Drummond because you want rebounding and you want a high field goal percentage. That is why you grab him. The last center on my list is Daniel Gafford. Against Portland, played 31 minutes, had 20 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, and 3 blocks. We also learned that Anthony Davis is out at least another 7 to 10 days, which means the opportunity for Daniel Gafford is long for the next several weeks. Over the last 7 days, he's averaging 13 points, 7.8 rebounds, 1 steal, 2 blocks, while making 60% of his 7.5 field goal attempts. It's up some nice traditional big man numbers without hurting your free throw percentage and helping your blocks. Which of the players I discussed will you be targeting? Which ones have you picked up? Or are there any that you did not see on my list that you think should have been? Let me know in the comments. So right here, you can see the top transaction trends right now, the top pickups in Diamond Leagues. The Wizard extension that I have shows me how many games remaining each player has. If you don't have this functionality, you're truly missing out. And I highly recommend you go to sportswzrd.com and use my promo code BLH so you can have this functionality as well. And this is just scratching the surface of why I love this tool. Like, let's go to one of my matchups. So here's my matchup tool for this. So I'm projected to lose the week 3-7 based on 2026 season averages. But a feature that I love is the fact that I can simulate what it would be like to add a player off of the waiver wire. So let's say I have Max Christie. Let's say I'm going to change him to 0. And instead, I'm going to simulate adding a player. I'm going to simulate adding Daniss Jenkins. So if I were to drop Max Christie for Daniss Jenkins, it's not going to help me any at all. You can see there, my projections didn't really change. See if you can change the equation so that hopefully you end up doing stronger in some of the categories you're projected to lose. Like you see here, I'm projected to lose 3-pointers by just 1. So I can look and see what changes can I make. So I have Draymond Green. He's not getting me a ton of threes. Let's say I drop Draymond Green instead of Max Christie, and I'm going to put Max Christie at his 4 games. Now I'm projected to be at 4 as before, where I was projected to only win 3. So we're heading in a positive direction without me using any pickups at all. And you can see now my field goal percentage is just shy of tying his. So is there any other move I can make to boost my field goal percentage? So let's see. Kevin Vassell. Let's put him at 0. And let's say I want to pick up Isaiah Stewart. I'm going to pick up Isaiah Stewart and his 3 games. Now I am projected to tie. My whole point in showing you that breakdown is just so you're aware what an amazing tool fantasy basketball wizard tools are. They're going to give you a huge edge against your competition. Is the value that these tools bring. And if you want these tools for yourself, again, visit sportswzrd.com and use promo code BLH so that you can get a pretty nice discount. That is my video. Thank you so much for watching. Check out my Substack. There is a link in the description if you want some text-based breakdowns that are going to put you ahead of your competition. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, this is Barack Lesnar of Barack Lesnar Hoops. I hope you dominate your week. We'll see you soon. Take care.